Hello everyone, welcome back to our live session. Okay, this is our second live session of the week. Hi Mimi, thank you for joining in. As usual, you can go straight to kahoot.it and enter the pin game. So this time it's gonna be just 5 numbers. The game pin is 43472. Thank you so much for the share. Come. Let's ask your friends, your family members to join in. So for today, like I mentioned yesterday during our first session, it's gonna be about oral, your stimulus-based conversation. Why oral? Because your paper 4 is just around the corner. Okay, just 2 weeks away. Thank you so much for joining in. And as usual, I will wait until 6:10, okay, to get enough participant, okay, to join our Kahoot game. Thank you so much for those who just joined in. So I'll wait a little bit more because I have some news to share with you. Some events happening this week at Master Math, Master Science and Master English. Thank you so much for joining in. Hello. If your internet connection is okay, just go straight to kahoot.it and then you enter the pin. It's 43472. Okay? 43472. Hello, thank you so much for joining in. This is our second live. Yesterday we covered vocabulary clues, that's your paper for booklet A, and then we covered situational writing, both emails. Okay, and for today we are going to be focusing on oral, your paper 4, stimulus-based conversation, where you have to answer the 3 prompts, okay, based on the picture given. Oh really? Oh no, I set it as automatic name so that it will be easier for you. You don't have to think of the name. For this time around, there won't be any QR code for the winner to scan because it's what do we call it? It's an open-ended questions for the oral. Okay? By the way, I have 15 viewers so far. Okay, before we dive into our Kahoot game, I would like to share some exciting events happening this week. So I would strongly encourage all of you to join these sessions, okay, because they will definitely benefit you, okay, especially with the PSLE just around the corner. Okay, now let's have a look at all of these events. Okay. First up, we have this Power Boost program. Okay, so what is a Power Boost program? Power Boost program is a 10-week program. It's a paid program. Okay, 10-week program for both. For both maths and science subjects. Okay, so So these Power Boosts will cover past year papers, okay, past year PSLE papers, okay. You'll be guided by the expert, okay. So you will discuss, okay. You will, come up with the solutions, okay. Answer the questions together with the coaches. Of course, yes, there's Kahoot. For now, I'm just sharing some of the events happening, okay, this week. For now, this is a Power Boost program. It's a paid program. Okay, so Coach Shahira will be teaching PSLE Maths. Okay, and it will be commencing. It's yesterday. Okay, this has started yesterday. Okay, every Wednesday for 10 weeks, okay? She will cover all the past year papers, okay, for you to go through and discuss with her, okay? Next up would be the Primary 6 Foundation Maths, okay? This will be conducted by Coach Shahira as well. And then we have this PSLE Science that will be covered by Coach Ryan, okay? So like I mentioned, Power Boost is a 10-week PSLE prep program, okay, discussing the actual past year papers, okay, for paper 1 and paper 2 concepts, okay? If you'd like to know more about these programs, okay, for maths and science, you can scan the QR code here, or you can go straight to our website, mastermaths.sg, okay? So unfortunately, Power Boost is a paid program, okay, because this is a guided PSLE past year papers Q&A, okay, by the expert, okay. Next up would be the Master PSLE problem sums, okay. So this is also a paid program, okay. So this problem sums program is a weekly program, okay, discussing PSLE problem sums, okay, as stated at the title, okay. And you'll get all the benefits, advantages, okay, and this will be taught by Coach Shahira as well, okay. And if you'd like to know more, you can always go straight to our website. And this one is a brand new product, okay, initiative from MasterMaths itself, okay. We have this PSLE Bahasa Melayu crash course, okay, and it's free for all, alright. As you can see here, live online program for P6 students, and of course P5 students are encouraged to join, okay. What will you learn in this crash course of Bahasa Melayu? Okay, you will get to uncover the lisan paper, the paper 1, paper 2, all the tips and strategies, okay, for you to ace your Bahasa Melayu, alright. Our live will end as usual 6 to 7, okay, but if we finish early, we will end early, okay. Now let me go back to our Kahoot game. I'm so sorry, Kahoot game, okay. Just go straight to kahoot.it, okay, and then type the game pin is 43472. This time around it's gonna be about your oral, okay. I have 3 sets of oral stimulus-based conversation questions prepared for you. Okay, let's just wait for another 2 minutes for us to, get more participants to participate. Thank you so much for joining in. Thank you for the likes. Thank you for the share. How are you guys doing today? Were you with me yesterday when we discussed together about vocabulary clues and situational writing? Another 2 more minutes. Okay, so far I have only 5 participants here. Help me to get at least 10, please. I can only wait for you until 6:10. Okay? Come on, just go to www.kahoot.it and then type the game pin 43472. Okay? So for your stimulus-based conversation, it's paper 4. Okay, what you need to do once you receive the paper, okay, check the picture and then you straight away have to describe it, okay, in order for you to understand the picture. Okay? And along this live stream, I will be giving you some tips for your oral. Right? Thank you so much everyone for joining in. Okay, another 1 more minute to go. For today, I have 3 sets of stimulus-based conversation for you. And all of the sets are based on past year paper. The first 2 are from PSLE 2025, and if I'm not mistaken, the set 3 is from 2024. Okay. Alright, so it's already 6:10. Let's get started. Okay, let's go. So it's PSLE English paper 4. Okay, oral. Mariana, you just go to kahoot.it and then you type the game pin. It's 42473. Okay. Alright. Now, let's go. Okay, so before we get started, during the school holidays, okay, are you a morning person or a night owl? Which one? Morning person or a night owl? Night owl. Okay, so the majority of you are night owl, okay, compared to 27% of you who are morning person. Okay, that's good to know. Okay, but you can only be a night owl during your school holidays, okay? You have to sleep early, wake up early for your school, right? Now, like I mentioned before, it's going to be about stimulus-based conversation, 3 sets of your stimulus-based conversation topics, okay? So, in this session, I will be asking you about a theme for each picture and 3 questions based on the picture, okay? Now, describe this picture in 1 word. What can you see? This is taken from 2025 PSLE paper. Okay, it's a black and white picture. Describe this picture in 1 word. Maybe you can talk about where do you think this stall is located at. Okay, 5 seconds to go. Okay, let's see. Very hot, busy, attractive, cute, crowded, very crowded. Okay, that's good. Okay, maybe you can talk about describe. You can describe maybe it's outside of the shopping mall. Okay, so whatever that you have answered is correct. Okay, good job. Now, let's go to the next question. Think of one theme that is related to the picture. Like you mentioned, crowded, very hot, need to queue. So what would be the best theme? Okay, the big picture of this picture. What is this picture about? What is the theme? Thank you so much for joining in. If I'm not mistaken, I put this timer for 30 seconds. Or is it 45? Okay. Let's see. Order, market, food, convenience, spending our body, spend time outdoor, yes, bustling market, peak periods, okay, or you can say what? Public area, okay, civil responsibility, okay, community or attraction, because you can see all the people are queuing there, right? Yeah, I also think none is a spam bots. Okay, now let's go to the first question, okay, based on the picture. Okay, remember, question A would always be about the picture. It's either describing the picture or describing the people in the picture, okay? Now you see, question A, is this a good place to sell ice cream? Why or why not? What do you think? Thank you so much for the follow, Anna. You need to type your answer. Is this a good place to sell ice cream? Why or why not? So this question is asking about your opinion. So if you think that this place in the picture is not suitable to sell ice cream, you have to provide your reason why. If you say yes, this is a good place to sell ice cream because it is located just outside the shopping mall, then you have to give your reason why. Why selling ice cream next to a shopping mall or outside of a shopping mall is a good idea or is a good place to sell ice cream. What do you think? Oh no, 10 seconds left and I only got 3 answers so far. Okay, let's see the answer. Okay, show answer. Yes, there is a lot of people there and the weather seems very hot. Okay, that's good. Because whenever you feel hot, you need something icy, okay, something refreshing. Yes, as there is a lot of people and it is a hot day, people will want to buy ice cream. Yes, it's a very crowded, okay. Crowded spelling with no E next to W, okay. Yes, this is a very crowded. So if I were to sell ice cream, it would be a hit. Yes. Yes, I think it's a good place to sell ice cream. There are many people, so there might be customers to buy ice cream. Yes, I believe this is a good place to sell ice cream. It is located outside a busy shopping mall and it's very convenient. On a hot day, I have also had a similar experience. Okay, good job. You relate it to your experience. Yes, it probably is because I can see the location is outdoors. Since it is probably hot outside, people would want to buy something cooling to freshen up. Hence, many people would want ice cream. Yes, during peak periods, the place will be crowded and hot and the people around there will be hot and want something cool. Okay, like our ideas. Then they will buy ice cream to cool them down. Yes, it is because the place is crowded and it can be very hot and stuffy on hot days and you can cool down by buying the ice cream. Okay, I know you're typing too fast because you have typo error here. It's forgiven. Okay, it is a good place to sell ice cream for the owners. There will be a lot of people buying the ice cream and the owner will get more money to sell more ice cream. Okay, based on this photo, I think this could be a good place to sell ice cream. There are many people walking around and there's already a queue, which suggests that the area has high foot traffic. It's in what looks like a busy commercial place or maybe a city plaza, right? Okay, it's really in a city where many tourists come to sightsee and people come to work. So if they desire a sweet treat, if it's hot, they can head over to this stall. The ice cream can okay, seems cheap too. Okay, it's a good place. A lot of tourists visiting the place and the weather is hot, so they would likely to get the ice cream. Okay, it's a good one. Within I believe 45 seconds, you get to type everything. Okay, like I mentioned, we have covered some parts of oral stimulus-based conversation before, right? So let's see the answer. Okay, so it depends on your teachers. Okay, what do you always use? Okay, what method do you always use for your oral? Okay, so some schools prefer peel. Okay, point, elaborate, example, link. Some of you use areas, some of you use trees. Okay, some may use a rope. Okay, if I'm not mistaken. What about your schools? What do you use to expand and elaborate your answer for your oral? For your oral, in order for you to get high marks, you have to elaborate. You have to ask yourself why and why and. Okay, you use part. Okay, then trees. Okay, but I believe all the methods, coming to the same conclusion, which is you have to come up with the point like I mentioned. Do you think it's a good this is a good place to sell ice cream? So you have to state your opinion. If yes, you say yes. If no, you say no, and then you elaborate why. Okay, so in this case, yes, I think this is a good place to sell ice cream. Why? Because the stall is located in a busy public area where many people are walking past. Since Singapore's weather is often hot and humid, okay, like you mentioned in your answer, people may want to buy something cool and refreshing. The umbrellas also provide shelter for customers while they wait. Okay, and then some of you in the comments, okay, in your answers also stated the example or your experience. Okay, it's good. It differentiates you between the other candidates, okay, because we have different examples and experiences. Okay, now for example, the picture shows a long queue of people waiting at the stall. This suggests that the ice cream is popular and that the location attracts many customers. Okay, and last but not least, you want to end your points. Okay, you want to conclude everything. You say, therefore, I believe this is a suitable place to sell ice cream because it is busy, convenient, and well sheltered because of the umbrellas. Okay, now let's move to the second question. Okay, so this is also an opinion question because this question is asking you why or why not. Okay, so would you be willing to join a long queue for something? Okay, so this is asking about your own opinion. Maybe you have queued before, okay, for something, right? Sorry, it's 43472. The code is 43472. Okay, so would you be willing to join a long queue for something? Why or why not? Okay, so if you say yes, maybe for the example, you can share with us your experience. Okay, if you have ever experience of, queuing for something. What is that something you are willing to queue for or you have queued for? To be honest, let me rewind and try to remember. I've queued for food, if I'm not mistaken, but for, things like phones, I think I've never. Okay, let's see. Show answer. Oh, how come? Okay, show answer. No, I will not join this queue as it is very annoying to wait. Okay. No, I will not be willing to because it will be a waste of my time. Okay. It depends on how long the queue is and how much is the thing. Okay, that's right. Yes, because it may be sometimes it is like a really fun roller coaster and I have never rode it before, so I'm fine to wait. It's like 1 in a million opportunity, probably, right? Personally, I would only join a long queue if I believed the product was worth the wait. For ice cream, people are usually willing to wait if it's well known, has unique flavors, or reasonably priced, or has a strong reputation. Okay, that's a good point. No, I would not like to join. There is too many people and there is other stalls to buy from. In my opinion, I would go to other stalls which have a shorter queue. Okay, that's a good point as well. Usually, yes, especially for food. Okay, I feel like to get something that we want, we need to make a sacrifice with effort and time. For example, I have waited a long time in front of Andy's to get a seat for their food. Okay, it depends. If it is something I would want, I would queue up for it. If it is something that I think it is useless, I will not queue for it. Okay, no, I do not like crowds, nor like to stand and wait for too long. It is usually a waste of time and I get tired if I stand for a long period of time. Honestly, it depends on what they are selling and the cost of it. If it is something I don't like and it is very expensive, then I would not like to queue for it. However, if it is something I'm really fond of, I would buy it. Wow, okay, it's a good point. Okay, you see, whenever you type it, it seems long because you type it, right? But when you know, speak, you type it verbally, okay, it will be short. Okay. Now, yes, but only if it is something I want. For example, there is a sale of model aircraft at 50% off, then I would queue for it even if it is long, but not if they were selling things like erasers. So if it is necessary, then yes, but if not, no. Okay, that's a good point, everybody. Good job. Now, this is the sample answer, okay, by using the peel method. Okay. Yes, because the open-ended only the maximum words, I believe, is 250 only. Okay, so this sample of answer say yes, I would be willing to join a long queue if the item was special or difficult to find elsewhere. Okay, although queuing can be tiring and time consuming, I would not mind waiting if the product was worth it. However, I would not queue for an ordinary item that I could easily buy from another shop. Okay. Once I waited for about 30 minutes with my family to buy food from a popular stall. The queue was long, but we chatted while waiting, so the time passed quickly. The food was delicious, and I felt that the wait was worthwhile. Therefore, I would join a long queue only when I strongly wanted the item and believed that it was worth the wait. Okay. Nila, I'm supposed to have CCA, but I'm watching this instead. Thank you so much. Which CCA that you join? So now, question number 3. Do you think people in Singapore are orderly? Why or why not? So in order for you to answer this, of course, you need to know what is orderly. What does it mean by orderly? Anyone? So in order for you to give your opinion, you need to know, right? Do you think people in Singapore are orderly? Yes, good job. Follow order. Okay, follow order. Very neat, organized, in order. So do you think people in Singapore are orderly? You can say no, you can say yes, you can say, majority of Singaporeans are orderly. But you have to give out your reason why. Okay, probably you can talk about public transports, okay? You can talk about while queuing at the canteen, at the hawker center. But if you think that they are unorganized, they are not orderly, then you have to come out with the example as well, okay? I can't wait to read your answer. Remember, it's only 250 words. You can, you can shorten your spelling as long as I can understand it. Okay, people are still submitting. No, I'm so sorry, Blur Girl. No, there will be no prize for today's Kahoot because it's an open-ended, so there will be no podium. But yesterday, there was a prize for Kahoot because it's MCQ, it's multiple choice question. No, like my friends at school always cut the queue, which is super annoying. Okay, majority, yes, usually they will queue up to buy things or take public transport. However, there are still a number of people who likes to cut queue. Okay, sometimes the queue in sometimes the queue in my school's canteen is orderly, but the class queue is not orderly. Okay, no, sometimes they will be pushing to board the bus. Not enough time. Yes, I think we are. This is because some other countries are really rowdy. For example, they cut queue or push people around to get in first place. And when we compare ourselves against them, I think we are better or we are orderly than them. Okay? Only certain individuals with the right mindset are orderly, especially in peak hours. Okay, that's a good point. Especially in peak hours, people are rushing, right? Just pushing inwards like after Friday prayers. For example, people block the entire MRT door so they push inwards without letting others out. Okay, no, some people in Singapore litter in gardens and off food courts. They also do not keep the public toilets clean. Okay, yes, I believe the people in Singapore are orderly. They're respectful to one another, queue up and wait for their turn, don't fight, are organized and keep the city clean. However, minority of the people is not orderly. Okay, it's a great point as well. Yes, because some people waited and waited. While waiting, they will sometimes chit-chat and they will never give up. Okay, is this the answer for the previous question? Okay, good one. Okay, so this is the sample of answer. Okay, yes, I think most people in Singapore are generally orderly. Then you have to elaborate why you say Singaporean are generally orderly. So you say like what you mentioned in your answer. Okay, they usually form proper queues. Okay, when they are buying food, boarding public transports. Okay, so these are all the examples that you can that can help you to elaborate your answers more. Okay, so this ensure that everyone is treated fairly and prevent confusion. Okay, for example, at MRT station, most commuters stand behind the marked lines, I'm so sorry, and allow passengers to leave the train before entering. Okay, people also usually queue patiently at the bus stop and food stalls. Okay, if you see in a positive side. Okay, therefore, I believe people in Singapore are mostly orderly, although everyone must continue to be considerate and follow the rules. Alright, now it's the end of set 1. Okay, off to a good start. Now let's move to set 2. So this is still PSLE paper 2025. Alright, it's okay. Now describe this picture in one word. What can you see here? What do you think this place is? Only one word. I'm very hungry right now, so I can think of food. What should I have for my dinner? Only three sets. We are on to the second set right now. It's 43472, the Kahoot code, Kahoot.8 43472. Okay? Once we have finished with our set 3, we'll end it. Okay, describe this picture in one word. Makanan, which is food. Okay, hawker center. Food, hawker center, noisy, eating, crowded, yummy, peaceful, calm. Okay, that's right. Okay, now let's move to the team. So you have answered is hawker center, eating, food, calm, noisy. Now think of the theme. What is the big picture of this picture? What is this picture about? Yeah, I think that one is spam bots. Thank you so much for giving out the codes. Thank you for the likes. We are on to the second set of SBC. Okay. What can you think of? Of course, some of you already answered hawker center. Okay, which I believe should be the theme, one of the themes, okay, for this picture. Other than that, you can go to Kahoot.it and then type the game pin. It's 43472, okay, to join in. Okay, yes, a hawker center, getting food, yummy food and money, okay, spend with others. Okay, also what are the other themes you can talk about? Healthy eating, what else? Food choice, public spaces, okay, around my neighborhood. Okay, now let's see question number 1. Okay, remember question A is always related to the picture itself. Why do you think the people choose to eat at this hawker center? Why? Yes, correct. Convenience of hawker center. So you can make use of that theme, okay, to elaborate or to answer question A. Why do you think the people choose to eat at this hawker center? Maybe if you have the experience of eating at the hawker center, you can make use of your experience, okay, to answer this question. What makes you want to eat at the hawker center? Is it because it's easier, cheaper, nicer food, variety of food? Yes, correct. What else? You still have another 35 seconds to go. Okay, one answer so far. Thank you for joining in. If you still want to join this Kahoot game, you can go to kahoot.it, okay, and type the pin code. It's 43472. Okay, so far I have 10, 12 answers submitted. Okay, 12 answers submitted. So why do you think the people choose to eat at this hawker center? So I'll just read randomly, okay? So first one, there are different types of foods and it is yummy, okay? Wow, why so long? The price at the hawker center are most likely cheaper. The dishes can also possibly be more delicious even though there is no air conditioning and it still feels cool and airy there. It's because there is a lot of food choices and the price are manageable, okay, affordable, okay. I think that people choose to eat here because it's not too crowded, the food is yummy and the food is cheaper than other place, okay. Same answer. Have a different variety of Singapore food, okay. The hawker centers might be cheap, people also get to spend like a bonding session with the family, right? Delicious, though ancient, it is also delicious, okay. Many choice, they're having their lunch break. I believe the food at the hawker center is scrumptious and there is a variety of food to choose from. Nearest place to eat, okay, variety of food. Is the atmosphere, okay, the organized chaos of the place. There are many stores with people coming to the place to enjoy cheap but delicious food. Okay, that's good. Yes, your answer is correct, okay. As long as you come up with the point, you elaborate, you have your example and then you link it back, okay. So this is the sample of answer, okay. It's the same like what you have answered. Okay, good job everybody. Now, moving on to question B. So this is an opinion question. Okay, those of you who have joined, I think like a few sessions back, okay, I think we have answered this before, but this is taken from the past year PSLE paper. Do you prefer to eat home cooked food or buy food from outside, and why? If you prefer both, and then you have to state your reason why. Maybe on some days, whenever you are feeling tired, you're not feeling well, you prefer home cooked food. Okay, maybe if you have some money, you just want to spend something, or you are feeling stressful, you would like to get some fast food, then you choose to buy food from outside, right? So you have 35 seconds to think of your reason, okay, if you choose home cooked food, or if you choose buy outside food, or if you choose both, okay. The Batman is also guessing, still contemplating whether, whether he prefers to eat home cooked food or buy food from outside. Okay. Now, 9, 10 answers submitted, 11, 12. Okay. Now, show answers. Home cooked food as I'm vegetarian. Okay, so it's quite like a bit difficult to find vegetarian restaurants, right? I prefer home cooked food. It is especially cooked by either of my parents and it is most likely more tasty and it also saves time wasted by traveling sometime. I rather buy food from outside even though it is not healthy. I'll still prefer the cooked food from the hawker center and restaurant. I prefer cooking at home because if you buy food from outside, you might waste a bit of money. Okay, I prefer to eat home cooked food. I do not have to spend money outside on outside food, although it can be nicer, but I would prefer to save money or maybe use my money to buy something else, right? Only sometimes when I feel like I want to eat outside, I will buy, but not all the time. I prefer to eat home cooked food because I can save money and don't need to go outside. Okay, my cooking skills are not good. Okay, a good point there, but you can always learn, right? In my opinion, I also think home cooked food is delicious. Put effort to cook very well. I prefer home cooked food because my mom's food is the best. However, there are many other advantages. Firstly, I do not need to go out of the house and drag myself to the restaurant. Secondly, it is most customizable. I honestly like both. Home cooked food can be more nutritious, affordable, allows you to improve your cooking skills. However, buying food from outside can be nice to try if you want to try a different cuisine of food you don't know how to make. Okay, that's a good point there. Okay, let's see the sample answer. Okay, the sample answer here prefers to eat home cooked food. Okay, why? Because of course it's usually healthier because we know how we cook it and everything, right? For example, my family cooks simple meals such as rice, vegetables, soup and chicken at home. These meals make me full and healthy, okay? So this is like your comfort food, right? Therefore, I prefer home cooked food because it is healthier and allows me to spend time with my family. Now, on to the next question. Do you think children should learn how to cook? Okay, so let's just imagine the children here is yourself. Okay, all the P6, like probably from the age 10 to 16 maybe. Okay, do you think children should learn how to cook? Why? If you think they don't need to learn how to cook, you have to also give your reason why. Okay, it's okay because sometimes you feel like there's not enough time for you to type everything, right? Home cooked food but lazy to cook. Me too. I only cook for my son but not for myself. Okay, thank you for joining in. Okay, 29 seconds, okay, for you to think of an opinion. Do you think children should learn how to cook? Why or why not? You see, the kid is grinding the cheese, if I'm not mistaken. He's learning how to cook or probably how to bake. Okay, 9 answers submitted. Oh, 10. Okay, show answers. Yes, children can cook for themselves and would not have to tire their parents. Should go how they should learn how to cook instant noodles. That's the easiest one, right? Okay, children should learn to cook so they don't have to trouble their parents when they are tired. But me personally, I think it is better to have adults supervising just in case. Yes, okay, danger. Okay, in the kitchen. Yes, this would save time making food and effort of the parents taking a load of them. There isn't any food at home. If there isn't any food at home, they can just cook some up to eat. It also teaches discipline to the children. Okay, if the parents are not at home and they are hungry, they can make their own food, although it can be dangerous, but their parents could buy the knife that's not sharp but can cut through food. It will make the children more to learn responsibility. Okay, can learn how to be independent. Okay, need to be independent as well. They do not have to spend their energy for us when we can be independent ourselves. Okay, essential. Okay, S need to spell with T. Okay, essential. Skill in our life journey. Okay, they will be the one who is cooking for the family. You can help to cook food for your mother or father if they are sick. Yes, it is because I what? Okay, can cook for themselves. Okay. All right. Okay, I'm trying to find some examples of what can you cook. Okay. As children. Now, let's see. Yeah, in the example here also, it's stated here, if children know how to prepare simple meal like sandwiches, eggs, okay, some omelets sunny side up or noodles, okay, but try not to eat the instant noodle too much, okay, it's not good for your health, okay. They will not always need to depend on adults or buy unhealthy fast food, okay. You don't have to always opt out for, the fast food, all the burgers, all the fries, if you know how to cook simple things like chicken porridge, right? Like mashed potato. It's very simple, right? Now, on to the next. Okay, this is set 3, the final one. Describe this picture in one word. So, what is this? Sunspring Primary Student Board. School Attendance Appreciation Week. Sign up here for an activity to show your appreciation. So we have picked one activity. So we have 3 activities here. Make cards, sing or dance, and bake cookies. So we have 3 students who are going to make cards. Okay, John, Nina, and I cannot see the name. And then sing and dance, Sanjay. Bake cookies for the school attendance, Han Yu and Fandi. It's what? Cleaning poster, yes. Showing that kindness, appreciation of this board. Thoughtful, appreciation, gentle, yes. Okay. Now, let's see. The theme that is related to the picture. What would be the theme? Some of you have answered it before. What would be the best theme that suit this poster? Showing school attendance. You show your appreciation, okay, to the school attendance, okay. So school attendance are the aunties and uncles, who keep your school clean, well maintained, okay, and safe, right? Yes, appreciation, optional activities, primary school, kindness, okay, promote cleaning, okay, respect, okay. Now, let's see for question number 1. Do you think these activities are meaningful? Making cards to the school attendants, sing or dance or bake cookies, or do you think there is other activities that are more well suited, to show your appreciation towards your school attendance? So if you think that these activities, all the 3 activities are meaningful, you can state why. If not, you can come up with other activities that you find meaningful, okay, to appreciate the school attendance. Thank you for the likes, for the follow, and for the share. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Oh, by the way, before the session ends, what would you like me to cover next week? Do you want me to cover oral once again because your oral is just around the corner? Or do you want me to cover your book, your paper 2? Booklet A and B, or you want me to cover paper 1, your writing? What do you think? Suggest me some components, okay, for me to cover next week. Right? So, 11 answers submitted. Okay, show answers. Do you think these activities are meaningful? Yes, so they feel appreciated for their amazingly hard work. They should be appreciated just like teachers. They want students to clean up. They show gratitude, kindness, and appreciation to the school attendants who have worked so hard. Okay, this is a good point. To make their learning easier, signing up for these and doing these small activities can make a big difference and make them feel elated, okay, feel very happy, ecstatic, okay, because it makes the environment clean, okay, because they maintain the school very well, okay. Yes, they show appreciation to the unseen school attendants that do their job to ensure a conducive environment, okay, for your teaching and learning, okay. It is because we can show them appreciation, okay, by helping them and make something for them, show empathy, okay, teach students empathy and respect, okay, make janitors day, okay, always help out with school cleanliness, opportunity to show appreciation, okay, keep our school clean, appreciate. Yes, good job everyone. Okay, so this is a sample of answer exactly like what you have answered, okay, to show appreciation, okay, making card, these are all very meaningful activities, okay. Now moving on to the second question. Tell us about a time you helped an elderly person or when you saw someone help an elderly person. So if you have never experienced it before, if you have never helped an elderly person, or if you have never, seen someone help an elderly person before, are you in trouble? No, right? So you have to just imagine about it, okay? Because if not, you cannot answer the question, right? Now, okay. You want me to go through paper 2? Or composition. Composition is a bit hard to do Kahoot because it requires you to come up with maybe I can do some writing skills for you to make use of your in your paper 4, right? Okay, I'll try my best to come out with questions, okay, for your composition, for your continuous writing together with your paper 2. Let's see. Could you be more specific for the paper 2 one? Which component would you like me to cover? Is it grammar, MCQ, editing or spelling? What else? We have synthesis, visual text comprehension, vocabulary, comprehension close, comprehension open-ended. What else? I believe we have 8 components, right? Booklet A and B. Okay, synthesis. I keep that in mind. Okay, together with your compo. Alright. Comprehension close. Okay. Okay, alright. Diane or Zayan, comprehension. You mean comprehension close, right? The ones that you have to come up with your own answer for 15 blanks. Is it that one? Okay, tell us about a time you helped an elderly person. So I helped my grandmother to cook and clean the house. Okay. Yes, elderly also means your grandmother or your grandfather, right? I have needed loading things. I help her. Okay. Yes, most elderly are not strong as they have used to be before. Okay. I saw a blind old lady wanted to cross the road. I helped her and she thanked me. Okay. Elderly man who fell off his bicycle. Oh no, poor him. My father and I instantly helped him. So he decided to help the elderly man, which really touched my heart. One seat, and I gave her my seat. Okay, that's very generous of you. Once I had a friend help an old man go home as he was blind. Oh no. Okay, I saw an elderly woman struggling with bags, so I walked up to her and helped her. Okay, thank you so much. Okay, there was one time I was in a bus and was sitting down and all the seats were occupied. Okay, so this is how, okay, based on all the answers, okay, so that's how you use all the methods that you learn at school. Okay, all the trees, spark, a rope, peel. Okay, so that is how you answer the question. Okay, you include the point, your example, you elaborate, and you link it back to the question. Okay, now Last but not least, so this is the sample, okay, so it varies between candidates, okay, because you have different experiences. Okay, now last question for set 3. Okay, would you like to spend time with the elderly? Okay, like I mentioned, you can always talk about your grandparents. Okay, so would you like to spend time with the elderly? If you cannot think of, like maybe strangers, you wouldn't want to spend time with strangers, right? But you can always spend time with your grandparents. Okay? Yes, this life has come to an end. So this would be the last question for the session. Okay? So next week, I'll try my best to include your continuous writing, okay, together with your comprehension close, as well as synthesis and transformation. Do you find it challenging for you to convert direct speech to indirect speech, like active voice to passive voice? Because there are a lot of components that you need to change, right? What do you think? So back to the question, would you like to spend time with the elderly? Why or why not? This is also an opinion question. But if you say, you prefer to spend time with your friends, it's okay also, as long as you have your own reason, okay? In order for you to gain more marks, you have to provide your reasons, okay? Not only say yes and then you did not elaborate or explain your reason to why you said that. Okay, show answer. Yes, I want to hear about their interesting past stories, which can last me for hours. Not really, unless they are fun, like my grandfather. They walk very slow and talk slow. Okay, it is still acceptable because you have your answer, you have your reasons. Okay, you elaborate your points. Yes, because I would like to know what they did in their free time or what happened during that time. They look nice and I would want to make them happy. They can be annoying, but I know I have to endure it because they are old. Other than that, elderly people can be fun and funny at the same time. Yes, I agree with that. They have much more experience. They can tell stories about their life. They can also play mind games with us, like chess and Scrabble. Okay, sometimes about World War II. There is another with dementia. We can help them pull and push their chair when they want to sit. Introduce math questions. Grandma, but sadly she's not. Oh no, I'm so sorry to hear that. I would still like to spend with my grandpa as they are already old. Okay, get to know about them, their feelings. Yes, all these points are valid. Okay, you can make use of it. Okay, like I mentioned, as long as you know, okay, as long as you elaborate your answer, you have the reason, okay, then you're good to go. Okay, so I believe that is the end of our session. Okay, this is the sample of answer which is similar to what you have answered. Okay, so I believe that is the end of the session. Thank you so much for tuning in, okay, to spend the time with me for 1 whole hour. It's already 6:58. Don't forget to get your dinner. Okay, I'll see you next week, Thursday, same timing, okay, 6-7. Okay, together we'll uncover your composition, okay, your continuous writing, as well as your paper 2 synthesis and your comprehension close. Okay, thank you so much, everyone. Bye bye. Good evening, everyone. Take care. See you next week.